Hi there, this is Richard Osborne, the creator of LearnBook, the platform you see in front of you now. LearnBook is a virtual training environment that allows teachers to take a step back from their face-to-face training courses and start to digitize their training materials and their lesson plans to be able to free up profit margin, to not have to be present for the full time that the trainee is completing their activities. Also to be able to create their own online school where they have programs that have been made into templates that can be replicated with groups time and time again to reduce the training time to a bare minimum and to make the teacher's participation basically just giving feedback and participating in the role plays and the activities that are in the platform. So what I'm going to do today is show you from my own English teaching perspective what I would do if I wanted to create a group online that I wanted to create it into a template and to replicate with other groups in the future, to be able to sell that course to groups of learners, but without having to be, like I said, present for if I sell a 20-hour course to a group of learners, I don't have to be present for the 20 hours that they complete the course. So the price that I've charged them is more for the quality of the materials that I've put online and not for my actual presence. So let's say I'm going to create a new group, and this is going to be another general English adult group. So we're going to call it adult general, and this time it's going to be an advanced group. We create that group. So now that that's created, I can go in and start building my program. So at this point, I'm just making the skeleton of what my training is going to be about. So like I said, if this is a 20-hour training program, each one of these could be a 90-minute lesson. So we're going to do a total of 7 or 8 lessons. So let's start creating the different modules. There's a dummy module in here at the moment that I'm going to change to be course intro. And I'm going to change the date of that. The drip date, the date that's here is the date that the lesson will become visible to the learners who are participating in this group. So let's say I'm starting this group tomorrow. This is a 90-minute lesson, so that's done. So this will be visible to me and only me until tomorrow, when it will be visible to the learners in the group. So let's create some more modules. So I'm going to make them pure online modules at the moment, so following my DALT methodology. So there's a link in the description of this video to sign up to the mailing list, so you can get some information about the teaching technique that I use for creating lessons and for doing effective online training. So I'm imagining that I'm going to do pure online lessons for the moment. So let's say this is going to be lesson 1, try something new for 30 days. It's going to be another 90-minute lesson, the one I just created, and that's going to be coming out next week, on next Thursday, for example. Okay, and I'm going to continue making more lessons in my program. I can build it up to as many lessons as I want. And within each lesson, I have sections that I have to create, which are reflecting the different stages of a lesson plan that I would have normally done face-to-face. So let's go and see what that would look like, because this is one of the lessons that I provided in my 5 free lesson plans PDF that I sent to the members of the mailing list. So I can just replicate one of those lessons in here. So I know that my lesson, which I've already done in a worksheet, has 3 parts. There's the introduction part, the vocabulary part, and then the role play part, production part at the end. So I'm going to recreate that in here. I'm going to make 3 sections, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to call them by the name of, like I said, so this part is introduction, discussion. Part is going on, and that of course is going to be 30 minutes because it's a 90-minute lesson. So I'm splitting my lesson up into 3 30-minute chunks that can be completed by the learner over a week, for example. So once every 48 hours they can go in and do 30 minutes of work, which satisfies that e-learning trend of micro-learning, just doing little bits at a time more frequently than doing a 1.5-hour lesson all in one go, which is what it would be if it was face-to-face with me. So it's much easier that way. So this is going to be vocabulary, and this part is going to be practice. So as I mentioned in the DALT materials that I publish, this reflects that lesson planning technique of test, teach, test, where every lesson that you do within LearnBook can have a real solid pedagogic objective. You can really achieve something by the end of each lesson you do here. This is not a a homework platform. This is a virtual training platform. You're effectively doing training online. You're not complementing your face-to-face training. You are doing that training online. So now that I've created these parts, I'm going to start filling them up. So if I want here, I already pre-recorded a video for these lessons, but let's imagine that I haven't done that. So I know I'm going to make my own video about this subject, about teaching techniques and new teaching techniques. And I'm going to put that back into my LearnBook message, but first I need to record the video. So put that in here, need to format that. So now I want to put in my video. So I'd simply click on the add video button and then record myself. And this is something I've planned in advance, to record myself talking about a particular teaching technique that I did in the past. So I record the video. Whenever I'm finished, that will appear in the list. And when it's finished processing, then I can add that to my lesson. I'm going to put my questions below that. So there we go. Okay, so the formatting didn't work, but you can see the idea that afterwards I'm going to have the reply to my questions from my learner underneath here. It's going to form a conversation, so each message will appear under the next one, as it would in a forum or in a blog post or something like that, or in the comments. So what we'll have is a conversation between myself and the learner, replying to my questions and following the rubric that I've given. And then moving on to the next activity to look at the vocabulary, and moving on then to practice, where maybe we could both record videos, because of course the learner is able to record videos themselves, audio, put in their own video ideas from YouTube, whatever they want to share, they can put in. They have the same capacities as I do in creation in LearnBook. And so what we'll get in the end is one coherent lesson that I can then create a template out of. So when I'm back in my group menu, I can create templates out of my existing lessons. And this one would then, it would copy the video that I've put in there, the questions that I've put in there, and that could then be pasted into a new group when the new group of learners comes along in the future. I would simply have to create the name of the group and then paste in these lessons that I've created before. I don't have to recreate them. They'll be put in exactly with the text and the videos and the questions that I already had in there before, minus the responses from the learners, of course. So it's a blank canvas to start again. And that way I would be able to replicate this course. I could sell the same course for the same price in the future without having to participate more than coming in and looking at feedback from learners whenever learners start replying, and I have to give them feedback to their messages. That's the participation that I have to do, but the fact that I've already created this content before means that I am not investing any time in the creation in the future. So once you start building up your catalog of courses on LearnBook, you start to generate this veritable online school that you can then use to really increase your ability to generate revenue. And at the same time, you're not doing some static e-learning where there's no interaction with the trainer. It is only interaction with the trainer, and it is pedagogically sound, and it's interesting for the learners because it's videos, it's rich media. So you have all the elements you need to be able to motivate your learners to complete their online training and realize your dream of being able to take a step back from face-to-face training. So if you want to know more, please feel free to get in touch. Please feel free to go to the website teacher-powered.com, which is in the description of the video. And if you want to send me an email, it's richard@osbornesolutions.co, which is also in the description of the video. Get in touch. I would be very happy to give you a demo to take you through and to talk more about what your digital project is and how LearnBook can satisfy that project. So thanks for watching.